Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my very first makeup tutorial about this look right here. I had a lot of thoughts about what tutorial to do. Like I didn't know if I should do skin first or eyebrows or what. So I just decided to do a beautiful smoky eye tutorial with like a glowing skin and nude lip. I mean, who doesn't love that combination? So stay tuned and I will show you how to get this look right here. Oh, and make sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to be taking this shade right here. It's called Jax from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And what I'm going to be doing still with my fluffy brush because I want it to be kind of like fluffed out a little bit. I'm going to take it, dip it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it on the back of my hand slightly, like so that when we apply it, it's not too harsh. And I mean, you can do, like, you can tap it off like that or something, but I personally like to put it on the back of my hand because it kind of stabilizes the product so that when you put it on your face, it doesn't like fall. If that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense or not, so, all right. And I'm also holding my brush at the very tip. I'm not holding it like this. I'm holding it at the very tip so that it's like flimsy, like this. That way, you know it's not going to be too in your face. Like, the pigment is not going to be out of control and it's going to be really easy to blend. So that's what I recommend for everybody to do. I'm taking that all the way in, my inner corner, taking all the way in because we want this to be really smoked out today. And we want this color to kind of pop in the whole look. We don't just want it to be on the outer corner, we want it to be everywhere. So, and you don't even have to do this with a cranberry shade either. You can do this with any shade you want. Like you could do this with yellow, blue, like any shade that your heart desires. And I'm kind of doing in circular motions, as you can see. I'm doing it very, very, very lightly. And you can literally blend as much as you want. Like there's no like correct way to do it, and there's no wrong way to do it. Just like do it how you think is right for you. I love to blend. I blend like crazy. I don't think the camera's really picking it up that well, but my color that I'm blending is like all the way up to here right now. It's not showing very well on camera. I'm gonna do it a little bit more actually. And you can build. Building is my favorite way to apply shadows because then you know it's as pigmented as you want it to be. Yeah. Whereas if you go in with a shade like right away, like it's like bam in your face and then you can't like get it off. So if you it's always best to just kind of build. So okay, just making sure that's how I want it. So going to the other eye now. And the reason why I like to do my eyes first, and actually I didn't always used to do my eyes first. I think as I started doing makeup more and more, I started doing my eyes first because I don't know why, but whenever I apply, I mean, this happens for a lot of people, but I'm just not the type of person that can put my foundation on and then put powder under to prevent prevent your shadow from falling. Like my shadow, whenever I wipe it, like my powder away when I'm like protecting my foundation and the eyeshadows on top of the powder, I still get streaking, and I'm not quite sure why that is. Like if anybody knows why, please tell me, because I don't know why. But so that's why I do my eyes first. And it's also really easy to create like a cat, like winged out look. Well, I don't necessarily want to say winged out, but like a whoosh, like outward when you do your eyes first. Alright, making sure they're even. I'm kind of going to take that down onto my lid a little bit. Alright. And now that cranberry shade is there, we're going to take a, you know what, I think I want this to be more of like a brown smoky eye, like a dark, like a deep brown, like almost black, but like not quite. Get what I'm saying? So let's see. I think I'm going to take the shade Soda Pop. I think it's called Soda Pop. Yes, I'm going to take the shade Soda Pop right there. It's almost this one right there. It's not quite black, and it's not quite brown, and it's a very cool, shade. And I'm just tapping that lightly over my lid. Very, very lightly. Because I'm also going to build this up too. Putting it on the back of my hand. Make sure it's not too harsh. And then I'm going to bring that up past my crease a little bit. Going in like circular motions, like windshield wiper motions, back and forth. So you see how that kind of is starting to blend in already. Taking the tip, oh, and I never said I had a flat brush, so I have my flat brush right here. Taking the dark on a flat brush, and I'm bringing it up. And this all looks really funny before you have it completely done, so don't panic if it's starting to look really wild. It'll look good eventually, so it'll look good when it's all done. So I'm going to take that round fluffy brush again, and I'm going to start blending the color into each other. Oh my gosh. Whew. You can see how that's starting to blend very like nicely now. Okay. We're kind of gonna do the same thing on the other eye. And I like to go back and forth between my eyes. I don't just like to do like one eye at a time. I like to do them like go back and forth. And again, I'm patting that on my eye, like my hand first and then on my eye. Just patting right now. I'm kind of just taking my time with this. Don't be afraid to take your time. If it takes you 30 minutes to do your makeup, fine. If it takes you an hour to do your makeup, that's fine too. If it takes you 2 hours, I wouldn't worry about it. Just like if you're practicing, practice at night, and then just take it off with makeup remover, and then voila, and just practice. If you want to like learn how to do a really good smoky eye, nighttime is the best time to learn because you can just take it off, wash your face, and go to bed. And now I'm going to take a crease brush, if I can find it. I don't know where it is at, where it's hiding. Oh, here it is. The Morphe M330 brush. I really love this brush for like getting in the crease. I'm gonna dip that into that dark shade again, and now I'm gonna put it in the crease more so that you can see it more in the crease. And I'm kind of bringing it up high on myself just because I have a lot of like room between my eye and eyebrow. If you don't have a lot of room on your eye, then keep it lower then. Not every, like, when you see a tutorial on YouTube, you don't have to follow it exactly. It's kind of just a more generalized, like a generalized, I don't know. What do you call it? I don't know what to call it, anyways, but just kind of take it with a grain of salt when you see tutorials, because not everybody's eye is built the same. We all have different shapes to our eyes. My eyes are very, very, very round, so it's hard a lot for me to do like cat eyes and stuff, but I mean, I know how to do them on me, but so if I ever do a tutorial, a cat eye tutorial, then know that it might look different on you. So, and I'm talking about like different as in you should always, always take YouTube tutorials with a grain of salt. So, and I'm not adding any more products onto this brush, and I'm just gonna go over what I just did, and I'm gonna blend it all together. Alright, so now that I have that done, I'm going to wipe the excess makeup, like what dropped onto my cheeks. You can see there's a little bit right there. I'm gonna remove it with some makeup remover. And I'm kind of just gonna wipe upward and create the shape of the eye that I want. Okay, I will be right back with my foundation done, so in a minute. You'll notice I have like a little thing right here where I didn't quite blend that well, so that can be fixed by just taking any pencil brush and just blending it out, blending it downward. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take that same cranberry. Okay, so I went ahead and I set my foundation, and then I put some false lashes on because that just takes a long time off camera, and I can go ahead and save that for a different video when I can teach you guys how to put on some false lashes maybe. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my trusty butter bronzer, which I love this butter bronzer. Like, I'm fair skin, and well, I'm very fair skin as you can tell, and this butter bronzer does not make me look like really muddy or anything, and it's buildable, so I love it. So that's what I'm gonna do for today. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna take the one from BH Cosmetics. I got like a BH Cosmetics brush kit for $8 on sale at Ulta. So when I saw it, I was like, what? So I had to get it. And they are some of the best brushes for the price, like, I'm telling you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go ahead and kind of pat that in to my forehead. And what I'm doing, what I like to do is I like to put it a little bit in my hair because sometimes my foundation is so light that sometimes it can get in my hair, and then it can make my hair look very very like ashy, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Or it can make it look like I have gray hairs, which is not a look you want when you're as young as me. So I'm just dabbing that lightly. It's giving my skin life already, which I love. Okay. Lightly patting it into the skin, making sure I don't put too much on, blending it into my hair. As you can see, that really warms up my skin. Like really, really warms up my skin a lot. So I like to use a lot of this. It gives my skin so much life. I tend to look very, well, I'm pale anyways, but I tend to look very dead when I don't have any bronzer on. I like to take my bronzer like almost on my cheeks sometimes. And I like to put quite a bit of bronzer on the very sides of my face. Again, contouring for, well, I guess I'm not technically contouring right now, but kind of just putting the bronzer where it should be for your face shape, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So put it in the jawline. Whenever I do it on the jawline, it like really makes my jawline look a little bit more chiseled. Like, watch. I like to bring it down. Okay. Now for a little bit of contouring. You can go ahead and take whatever shade of contour you are. I am kind of like an ashy contour, but I like to mix it with the butter bronzer because it just gives my skin a lot more life. And I'm putting it at the very, very outer edge of my cheek. And I'm kind of going to pack it on. Packing it on a little bit more than I normally would. And I'm being very careful not to bring it all the way to the corner of the mouth because that's not a good look on me. Like, I don't really know, unless you're doing like a drag look, I don't really think that looks good on really anyone. I mean, to each his own, I guess, but alright. And then what I'm going to do with that same brush, because I have a really weird curvature of my nose, so I'm not going to necessarily contour it, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit warmth on the nose so that my nose isn't so bright and it doesn't stick out so much. Because like my nose can tend to really stick, I mean it sticks out of my face of course, but it tends to really look whiter than the rest of my face, and I don't really know why. Like, it's so weird. So I'm just gonna take that, I'm gonna put it sideways like that, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run it down my nose. More towards the top of my nose than anything. Alright. And then I'm also going to put a little bit right under my nose. Alright, perfect. Alright, so now I'm going to take just a little tapered brush at the end. This is also BH Cosmetics. I'm going to take my favorite blush right now, and it is the Milani baked brown or baked blush in the Dolce Pink, and I like it because it has like a little hint of gold in it, so when you put it on your cheeks it almost acts like a highlighter, and it goes so well with the cranberry shade I'm wearing right now. Bringing it up towards my temples. I don't even know if you can see that on camera. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of overdoing it because I have very greasy skin, so like oily skin, so when the day goes by, or as the day goes by, it basically eats the color of my blush, and that's what happens with people who have more oily skin. And I'm going to put that a little bit on my nose. And I'm actually going to put a little bit on my forehead too, just like ever so slightly towards the outsides. Okay, kind of tie that look in. And then now I'm just going to take the Amrezy highlighter. Right now, this is my favorite highlighter. Even though I'm very fair skin, it like gives like a warmth to my face that I can't, I don't know. I used to use like very fair, like very, very, very light highlighters because I didn't think that like these golden highlighters look good on me, but I think they do now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a beauty blender. I'm going to swirl it in because I really like the way it looks when you do it with a beauty blender. So, and then I'm going to go over it again with like a brush to kind of like You know what I'm saying. So put a little bit on the forehead. Just to give me a little bit of like a glow. And you never want like an oily chin, but I like to put on my chin just to like even the rest of the face out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take a, where is it at? Oh, right here. Like just a little fluffy brush. I'm gonna swirl it in there real quick. Put it on the high points. I'm gonna put it on my cheeks ever so slightly. Oh my goodness. This is like the perfect look like for a night out. Just saying, like see, like I'm fair skinned, but for some reason this highlighter looks good on me. I love it. Like I've never had a golden highlighter actually look good on me like this. It's so weird. Anyways, and I'm going to just take a little bit of that, put it on my nose. Sometimes you can use your finger. Sometimes it actually looks better if you use your finger. And then I'm gonna put a little bit right where like the bridge of my nose meets in between my forehead, or my eyebrows, I mean. And then I'm just gonna buff that out. Put a little bit on your lips. And then I'm going to actually put a little bit on my brow bone too. And that kind of really ties everything together, in my opinion. So yeah, anyway. Next, I'm going to do a setting spray first. So the setting spray I'm going to use is the Milani Make It Last. I first heard about this from Manny MUA when he like mentioned it in like a favorites video or something. And so it's like $9 or something, I think, at Ulta, and it is, at first I was skeptical that the setting spray would even be good, but I am obsessed with the setting spray. I used to use MAC Fix Plus, like it used to be all I used, and then I started to realize that it wasn't really good for my oily skin, so this really makes everything just like stay in place all day. So I'm going to spray it once. I'm gonna let that dry. And then I'm actually gonna do a little bit of highlighter on top of that setting spray. Woo! That brings that out like crazy. And then I'm gonna do a little bit more. And then set that again. Whew. And then now I'm going to take Smashbox. Oh gosh, I don't remember what this this liquid lipstick is called. But it's a very nude from Smashbox. Gosh, I wish I remember what it's called. All right, once you have that done, wait for that to dry. And then today I kind of want like a very like sexy, girly like lip. So I think that it'll go really good with this somewhat matte eye. I know it doesn't look matte right now, but like the dark part of this eye is like matte. So, and normally I'm like a glitter girl. So doing like a satiny type lip will look beautiful with this. And I'm actually doing this is almost the same shade as this nude lipstick. So, if you can see that, it's like almost the same shade. Only this is from Maybelline, and this is the shiny lipstick, and it is the Baddest Beige lipstick. So I was skeptical about this lipstick at first, but I love it. It just brings like a sultriness to your lips that like wasn't there before. So yeah, so this is the finished look right here. So yeah, so I hope you like this smoky eye tutorial. It's kind of like a purplish, pinkish cranberry smoky eye with like glowy skin tutorial with a nude lip. So I hope you like it. Make sure to subscribe, comment down below if you want to see anything in specific, and I'll try my best to answer any questions you guys might have. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.